It told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
And what can I do for you? I don't claim to know much about frost wolves, but I expect Tomes does. Coin purse weighing you down? Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, she says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something.
I rather think she might be right. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not if we assume that his newfound magics require a... It may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosario.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida.
Even so.
Good hunting, Clive.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
The St. Drake's Fang is gone. The whole Mother Crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Calm yourself.
My reputation will be ruined.
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before...
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to...
Want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off! All yours, Torgal!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good...
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right. Speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, but it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours, and that is the key. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However,
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosalind.
Lol, uncle.
That is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better than that.
A whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me, but there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, and what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel, with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age.
And I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean, I owe you one. August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on. You come and find me when you...
Right?
Is it just me, or is it just like a bird every time? Oh shit, Excalibur. Enjoy. Excalibur recipe unlocked. Ooh la la.
But it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just a place. Hungry, Torgal?
Sorry, that was a bit of overkill.
Now. Will it be enough, I wonder? I said that answers my question, which means we overlords for no thanks. Just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you got your appetite back.
noticed you and Torgal had gone off. So, Molly's left over. That'll teach me for treating you like this. All right. Now we know what you're after. I can see about getting sorted.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. In return, you can find Tomes for me.
I was just on my way to see him.
Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction.
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
But that reminds me. After your last visit, you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow...
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one of the Fenrir of legend served Shiva, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different.
Are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even Fate Sid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at war, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance has fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce.
If I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are full.
He's more.
Crack the crystal too. You're joking.
Trouble with the ledgers.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
They told me she was building a ship. Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. What? A little. Listen. I've some bad news. And it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a... I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping it from bottoming.
Too late for that.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And he's, well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the Dame. And what, Lady
Karen. We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil each. 5 million each.
God damn.
Lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and well, I must have made some sort of... Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle. No, we don't. And no, you won't. Rely on Lord Crossfield's purse enough after the King's ransom we had off him. He deserves better than to see our begging bowl besides. We'll need to learn to stay. All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help? There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and Dane? Rocks. Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. Something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. Just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than you. I'm sure they will be. You know how it is with this place. Orders to bulk, asses to what, and all that. I know. Which is why. You know why I only gave Master Clive here to start with, please? Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me. Because I'd rather Lady Karen kill you. Yes. Well, don't worry. Really? No. Don't.
Lol. Where am I going? Yeah.
Clive! I wasn't expecting to be, but it seems we still owe you though I doubt it's what you were expecting. A star, Ruby? It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer. Think of the difference as interest. Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever... Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto a bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to sell your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to... Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing. Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander. Word is, he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the odds...
Casually give away twice the amount. Are you mad?
And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it.
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he said, don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome neither. That, and you keep good company.
How the hell is anyone supposed to... Did you hear? It's dead. I want to see. It's mine. What can I do without sweet water and a talc? The lady. Yes. Oh my.
Otto asked me to give it to you, to settle the hideaway's debt with the veil, and to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You
Disappoint me, Clive.
I
I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing. Nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is. Otto is lucky. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway. Otto had a son.
Long
ago. Yes, and blamed himself for not being. I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything he could have done. But it was.
I didn't know.
How could you have? Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit. Given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help.
I'm beginning to see that. We want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
They told me she was building a ship.
Goes. So Lady Karen accepted the ring.
She was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact. Told me I could.
Karen refused payment.
If it wasn't time I said.
I'm sure you're as tactful as ever.
One.
Lady Karen tells me you weren't happy with our offer. You prefer the debt was repaid in coin.
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaway's coffers. But those were donations. And you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. Our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a start, Ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You won't manage her.
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I have no idea what they're about. Not about Dame, are
they? You ended up delivering all 3 stones.
Thanks
To this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for. Speaking of which,
I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass beyond that discourse and don't get up before those letters are square. Right away. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either I had it.
I knew
I knew
so
so
little
little
about
about
him.
him. Most people,
Arthur
and
and
the
the
Dame,
Dame
seem to have fond memories of him. How long did you know Sid before he died? Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship. He brought passage to, forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, I set up drinking Ireland rum until the morning bell dragged me back to duty. Put my personal log after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his name. You and your family, my family, wanted the monster. I couldn't turn my back on him, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how. Luckily, it was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to him who cried for me, him who swore he'd do everything he could. And he was true to his word too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, he threw away everything he had. All to right or wrong, no knew then. I'd follow that. He was always too clever for his own good, Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us and it can't be easy bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith in steering us true. So I swore to myself I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod if ever he should fall. But I couldn't really do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Run like the wind.
I can walk from here.
Faster!
Back to the stables, girl. Your Majesty. is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. He needs more than this. He can fetch it himself.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Right then. Let's... Telemon Alembic. And it works.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speak.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway.
Don't be sick. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potion.
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the tough, but we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. See, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit. Well?
It certainly feels more...
Right?
Thank you.
No. For supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavours. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover. And I'm telling you...
Woohoo! Yay! Right, time to go to work.